Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
That will be the end of the NDC. Mabiu Mandela 1725 has taught us that a reset is necessary.
Why would that be the end of the NDC?
I don't understand.
And then there's Constance Kwa who says, what has Dombo and Teda done for Ghana that the university should be named after them? If anything at all, the university should be named after Rollins. He uses award money to establish. And Stephen Penningwa says, so now all your panelists are fantastic concerning the subject of colonization. I've learned too much today. And then Ghanaians to Kwesi Pratt to occupy Kwesi Pratt's book on reparations. The call by to go for African countries to boycott the UN until the Western countries realize the damage done to Africa. Stephen Penning was saying that, and also wishes Pan-African a happy Christmas and prosperous New Year in advance. Top of the list is Comrade Kwesi Pratt.
Well, I mean, it is not possible to have a review of the whole year, the economy and all of that, in the time that's available. So what I'm going to do is just make a few comments and hope that next week you would allow us to do a comprehensive review of the year. You bring us to do a comprehensive review of the year and so on. Now, one of the things which has attracted a lot of attention has been the state of the economy. But there's also one area which has not been discussed well, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. And for me, the most important thing to note is that this government, the Mahama administration, is still implementing the IMF program that the NPP signed. So in terms of the general orientation of the economy, nothing has changed. We are still implementing the same IMF package which the Akufo-Addo government signed. That's what we are implementing. We have to understand that very clearly. Now, if you are implementing the same IMF program which the Akufo-Addo government signed, then what accounts for the dramatic changes that we are seeing? Okay? And from my point of view, the dramatic changes we are seeing is not the result of new policy, but is the direct result of discipline in the economy.
Physical discipline.
There's more discipline in all disciplines. You understand?
Yeah.
So, for me, that is the most significant thing. And some of the changes have been very significant. I mean, look, the almost dramatic rise in the value of the cedi is something you cannot ignore. You know. And last Wednesday, I was really shocked. Somebody who is contesting for a position in the New Patriotic Party actually came up and was condemning the improvement in the value of the cedi and saying that the government spent as much as $10 billion, dollars in order to stabilize the cedi, and that if the NPP came, it would do better. And I was sitting there and saying, my goodness, where is this man coming from? You had 8 years. In the 8 years, you moved the cedi from 3.4 to 17 cedis to $1. You've been out of power for 11 months, and all of a sudden, you know how to stabilize the cedi. Sometimes, I think sometimes they just insult us, you understand? And there's no modesty in that approach. But for me, it is significant that the cedi has been stabilized. And don't forget, we are in December. December is actually a month in which the value of the cedi, is destroyed.
Yeah.
But this year, we've actually gone through December with a certain stability. And that speaks volumes about discipline in the economy. You understand? Of course, the other indicator is inflation. I mean, who thought last year by this time that we could hit single-digit inflation? Nobody believed it. Even the IMF did not believe it. Nobody believed it. But we have managed to hit single-digit inflation. Now, all of this, what does it translate into? Clearly, petroleum prices are falling, and nobody can deny that petroleum prices are falling. Petroleum prices tend to have a ripple effect throughout the economy, and they are falling, you know. And I speak about this young man who made a video of himself and made a video of himself carrying a small bag of rice and cursing Muhammad for decreasing the price of the bag of rice. You know, that's why. Who told Muhammad that they can't afford it? And he has come to reduce it as well. So the prices of food have also gone down substantially. Price of food have gone down substantially. Cooking oil, rice, and so on. Now, the other thing which is impressive is simply the import substitution program for food, like poultry products and so on. And I'm so very impressed by what is happening at the poultry farm run by the National Service Secretariat somewhere near Hato. You know. I mean, you talk to the poultry farmers and they tell you that right now there's a glut on the market. I mean, eggs, there's so much eggs. So much eggs. And it has forced the price down. I mean, if you go to that poultry farm, an average size of chicken which normally would have sold for 160, 180 cedis is now selling for 120 cedis and so on. For me, the import substitution as far as chicken is concerned is most important because, one, chicken produced locally is much, much healthier than imported chicken. The antibiotic level in imported chicken is worrying, it's extremely worrying. So even for health reasons alone, it is better for us to produce our own chicken than to import. Then the amount of money we spend importing chicken, and what is so special about rearing chicken that we have to import chicken and so on, it's a problem, you know. So that import substitution project is also something that I'm very comfortable with, I'm very happy with and so on. Then, not much has happened, but there are signs, okay, when it comes to road improvement. And the signs indicate that something good is beginning to happen to our roads. For example, the Takrady Cape Coast Road, for example, is being dualized. I think it's a good thing. The construction of the Accra Cape Coast Road is also on board. And then this most important road, which has been neglected for years, Accra Kumasi, is also back on board and so on. Now, what pleases me is the fact that the contractors are saying that they've been paid mobilization to go on site. And the number of contractors who have not been paid, you know, for work done for so many years are beginning to get paid. That is interesting. And it seems to me that the economy is on board. There's something which must be very troubling for everybody, you know, everybody. The state of the COCOBOD. Yeah. It's frightening. Master, the state of the COCOBOD is exceedingly frightening. It's been left bankrupt, completely bankrupt. For the first time in our history, COCOBOD is about 80 years old now. Yeah? And for the first time in that 80-year-old history, we have a situation where the total assets of the COCOBOD are less than the liabilities. It's bankrupt. By any standard, it's bankrupt. And there are some of the things which happened in the COCOBOD over the last 2 years that you can't understand.
The people are around.
Master, it's impossible to understand. You had a huge staff strength. Master, are you listening?
I am.
In fact, the COCOBOD did not have enough money to be paying just the salaries, remuneration of its workers. It was a crisis. They had to borrow. They had to take other people's money to pay. Yes, they couldn't pay staff. In order to be able to pay staff. Then in the same period that it was having this problem, they employed more than 2,000 people. What is this? COCOBOD employed 2,000 people more when he couldn't pay staff. You can't believe it, you know. That is not all. It had in this warehouse enough jute sacks to last 3 years, and then it imported more. And then the more that it imported, couldn't even clear them from the ports.
Strategic acquisition.
So they were actually auctioning.
Which one is strategic?
They say strategic acquisition at UCG. They are treason.
Master, you actually had a situation where the jute box, which had been imported,
Your friend Bohobio.
could not be cleared at the port. So they were auctioned. And people from Nigeria came to buy them cheaply and took them to Nigeria. Now, what I don't understand, what is difficult to understand is that
We use our money to buy.
yes,
Was auctioned.
yes. For Nigerians to come and buy and take it away. But me, you haven't heard anything
Indians.
yet. Me, I beg you, listen.
We're still on TV.
COCOBOD is a government company, no be so. The COCOBOD belongs to us, the people of Ghana. So we import things, and we say that we don't have enough money to clear them. What does that mean? We don't have enough money to pay ourselves. We imported the thing. We don't have enough money to pay ourselves. So we seize our own goods and auction it. Does it make sense? No, sir. Does this make sense?
Only in Ghana.
This direct causing financial loss to the state.
Master, you are too kind. This is complete madness. Because customs duty, who are you paying it?
It's not madness.
The same
It's enriching themselves. It's enriching themselves.
COCOBOD imports, we say they cannot pay the customs duty, so we confiscate it from COCOBOD. What is COCOBOD?
Government confiscate government.
Yeah, government confiscates its own property and auctions it. Unbelievable, but we did that. You understand?
Anyways, I won't bring the story up.
Oh, please bring the story, bring it.
You know the health things that were brought as donation.
Yes,
That's it.
ECG.
The same thing.
So there's a disconnect.
The people who go into government,
what mentality?
who are they? Are they from outer space? How do they think?
Had it not been for some special intervention, the guy who donated to Konfanochi maternity, he's donated tiles for hospital care. Government, you can't build. Somebody has brought you tiles.
Is it still
Clear to you say he should pay duty.
Can you imagine?
You can't pay this joke.
So it has to go 2-4 have to intervene with, some things are very ridiculous.
The things that have happened in this country, they are unbelievable. You can't believe it.
It's called highway robbery.
But what shocks me is that the people who did this have no regret.
No.
They are looking at
The few people.
Well, okay, the few people.
The few people.
They are looking at the face and saying, we don't know, we are coming back to power.
On 2028.
Hey,
See, they are winning.
how is that possible? Massa, they did these things to us all.
I've not really heard this story.
Oh, Massa, the COCOBOD story, when it's told, is Nama.
Maybe should speak more.
Massa, I haven't finished though.
We're still on TV.
Maybe he's also
We're still on TV. And we ended the video.
on TV.
Maybe he's still considering the image and the integrity of COCOBOD. That's why he's not speaking.
No, you see, cocoa is a sensitive area. And if you talk too much, you might eventually end up harming the national economy itself.
Yes.
So I understand why there's some caution. Even me, I'm being cautious. It's not everything that I'm saying. I'm not saying everything. Master, we took loans in foreign exchange to rehabilitate cocoa farms. I know cocoa farmers rehabilitate.
Over this guy.
I mean, incredible. Look, the cocoa sector has been hit by the swollen shoot disease. That itself is devastation enough. Then we come and add the problem of galamsey. what Galamsey is doing. We've lost 50% of the production. 50% of the production has been lost.
That's why we cannot meet our suppliers anymore.
So we've done forward sales.
Yes,
So
we don't have
right
the
now,
peace.
the price of cocoa is shooting up into the skies of the world market, and we are not benefiting from it.
Yes.
You can't pay farmers. And the very people who did this, I turn around and say, why don't you pay the farmers this percentage of the world producer price? Which world producer price? Last year or 2 years world producer
Because you are
price.
supposed to round all of them up. We are not doing that. Why wouldn't they speak? That's the point. That's the problem I have.
Oh, master, you like rounding. Look, I've lived in this country for some time. Look, not too long ago, we caught people in government who had not stolen money.
Yeah.
And I always like to use the case of Rear Admiral Amedomi. He had gone to the bank at that time to take a loan which he was paying, a loan of 50,000 cedis then, which today is about 5 cedis or less.
Yes.
Short.
We put him on the stakes and shot him. He didn't steal, he just took a loan which he was paying. We shot him. Why did we shoot a champion for? We claimed that he was buying golf cars for his girlfriend. Golf, VW Golf. Today, what cars are they buying for their girlfriend? Golf.
Lexus HP.
But we shot a champion. So after killing Amedomi, after killing a champion and all these people, the problem has only gotten worse. So I don't believe in the killing and so on. I believe that mismanagement, corruption, all of those things happen. They're the direct consequence of privilege, burdensome privilege. So for me, it is more important to fight privilege and burdensome privilege than putting people in jail and whipping them and shooting them. You understand? And when I say this, I'm misunderstood. Look, you can jail 2 million people today. It won't eradicate corruption.
But it will still fight it.
You understand? So the real means of uprooting corruption is to fight privilege. Over-privilege, burdensome privilege. That's the real way. Look, people sit in the ministry. A guy is sitting in the ministry whose monthly pay is about 20,000 cedis, 30,000 cedis. And he has a pen. Very inexpensive pen, ball pen, probably costs less than 10 cedis. If he scribbles his signature on some paper, it will turn somebody into a multi-millionaire instantly. You understand? The temptation is huge. We should change that system which enables one person sitting in a small corner in the ministry with a ball pen, signing a signature to turn somebody into a multi-millionaire. That system must change. If you don't change that system, you're wasting your time. So we should have a systems approach to fighting these things. You understand? You know, talking about COCOBOD and so on, one of the other things which has come to light is shocking. People go to the banks.
Yes.
They have well prepared bankable projects. Is that how you say it? Bankable
Maze project.
I'm not talking about maze. Let's say bankable.
You're correct. Oh, this one. Say it.
Master, details of how they will recover the investment and so on, they prepare it. They take it to the bank and then they take the loans. Doesn't go into planting anything. They don't plant anything. They buy luxurious cars and donate to party. Finish. Oh, this have happened. I mean, unimaginable. And I'm going to tell you one last story. You know, unfortunately for me, or maybe fortunately, since 1969, I've been doing this thing, radio discussions and so on. So I go to radio stations. I'm sure all of you have experienced it. Then I noticed that when you go to the radio station or television station in the morning, by the time you come out, hundreds of people have gathered outside, singing praises. Hey, Honorable Bakupe, hey, the next president, and so on. I'm sure you've all experienced it. Hundreds. When I found out how much money is spent in front of radio stations in the morning, I was shocked. Imagine that there's one person whose name I'm not going to mention. He goes to a radio station and comes out. And let's say there are 100 people standing out there. And he gives everybody that money, unaccounted for. This is useless money you are spreading. 200 cities, 200 cities, 200 cities. How much is that?
That's 20,000.
No. Is it 20?
200,000.
200 times.
It's 1,000 people.
1,000 people. That's
No, 100 people.
100
people.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is just for going to one radio station.
Yes.
Yeah.
You probably go to 2-3 radio stations. I mean, shocking. And then they try to do it to all of us. I mean, I go to Metro on Wednesday. When I'm coming, people are standing there. Oh, hey, okay, see, Honorable Bakupe and so on. Me too. What have I done to you? You want to add me to this?
This story. There are many stories that you can tell. Sometimes you advertise an interview. It was pre-recorded, but you didn't disclose it. You come out while the interview is playing because it's pre-recorded. Then you see people waiting outside.
They are waiting for the guests.
No, but they don't do it to everybody. There are some people that
particular.
Yes.
Particular.
And then
Like today, like this.
Yesterday,
Yesterday.
when I got out of Radio Gold,
so which will But Master, there's something to that I've noticed. When people get into government, there's some change which instantly occurs. I don't know if you've noticed. The size of their gold nugget changes. And their gold bands changes. There's a young man that I knew. Hey, I saw him in a radio station. I saw his gold nugget. I nearly collapsed. Said, but your neck will pain you. This youth say, why are you having it in your neck?
you mean the person is in government?
No.
Master, yeah.
Thank you very much.
The reason why me, I don't see those things. So sometimes this is where the
Are you
stories.
blind?
Oh no, so you see, what I'm saying is that
I mean,
I don't see those things as anything that adds to you. So me,
It doesn't add anything.
It doesn't add anything to
In fact, it reduces. It just makes it clear that you're fool.
In fact, the interesting thing about the COCOBOD issue, I was surprised you were surprised because I think you said it. You had not seen the numbers yet, but he said they were giving Randy Abbey a difficult job.
No, I told Randy not to take the
yes.
job. Randy will
He
tell
even said it.
I told Randy that the mess you are going to inherit, you have to be a magician to overcome it. And he said, oh, it's national duty.
I met him in
do this
Kumasi,
one.
and I told Randy you are stressed.
I told him not to take that job.
We were the
I told him
same-
you're
we were the
better
same-
off as a presenter in a television station than CEO of COCOBOD. But of course, he wants to help his friend and so on. So that's his headache. But COCOBOD,
It's a difficult job. It's a difficult
Master, COCOBOD,
It's blended.
Master, I was say poto.
It's a difficult job.
And the man is talking plenty. The former chief editor.
Who's that?
Is it what it is?
But are you sure it's his fault? Because what happened in COCOBOD cannot be one person's fault.
Yeah.
It cannot be one person.
He bears the ultimate responsibility.
Well,
In
it
fact,
is so,
yes.
but it
In
cannot
fact,
be one person's fault.
If you listen to the story, it sounds the same like what you hear when it comes to ECG.
The same thing, the same
So
template.
it's just the same.
It's
But
just routine.
The problem is that in COCOBOD right now, the
Everyone
budget is not even enough to cover the wage bill.
How can it
There's a
be?
deficit.
COCOBOD.
In terms, but they still have to pay salaries on the 24th. It's one of the most interesting things I've heard. Anyway, we want to thank you very much for making time to join us this
All
year.
the Ghanaian
Yes.
license buying companies are collapsing.
They are all gone.
So very soon, the license buying companies will all be falling over.
They are all gone. They are gone. As we speak, the
We have destroyed the cocoa sector.
Well, thank you very much for making time with us this year. Quite a year we have had. Very, very sad moments for us, though. For those who have been monitoring Alaji and Alaji over a period of time, We lost a couple of people. The beginning of the year, Dr. David Percy was followed by Sam Piale. And then we have that tragic helicopter crash that claimed 2 lives that are familiar with Alhaji and Alhaji. Murtala, who became a constant guest on the show, Comrade Ibrahim Murtala, and of course Dr. Eduardo Mani Buama. And of course...
You also had the cooker.
Yes, Joseph Adekuka, who had been on the show a couple of times. Condolences to the family of all of you. And, well, like I said, it's been a difficult year when it comes to that aspect. But of course, we are always grateful for your constant presence, for always making time to watch us and listen to us. Wish you a fruitful year in 2026. That is far better than this year, which we've seen a couple of things, including an economy recovering to the point of food prices going down, which is very rare in Ghana. That next year is far, far, far better. And of course, we've discovered some new persons who've joined us, the Alhaji and Alhaji family. One of them, of course, is Ninoy Hansenote, who's been quite a revelation for us this year. Former member of parliament for Tema Central. Fantastic.
The independence of thought,
Yeah.
and so on. This is fantastic.
You know, sometimes I mistake him for a socialist.
No,
Like it sounds like
he's
you.
a patriot.
Anyway.
No, I think the MPP did themselves a great disservice by getting people like Kwesi
And
and those
Ninoy
people
out,
out
yeah.
of parliament.
You bring all of those.
Yes. The next person they will target and get out of parliament is maybe Patrick Omane Buama.
Patrick Buama.
Patrick Buama. What is it? Is he also Mane?
Yeah, no, he's Bob.
Yeah,
Patrick
Buama.
Buama. Yeah, he's another person who, and I'm sure they will get him out. Because they don't like people who are independent minded.
Meanwhile, Solo stock only continues to rise. Always honored to see you. And I was every thank you to come with Kwesi Pratt Jr. And thank you very much. It's been quite amazing. The guidance, always lending his. In fact, he's big. He will never admit it. But when it comes to his views, and whenever people know that he's at a particular place, they want to listen to what he will say. So it's always wonderful to have him here on a Saturday because he could be anywhere else. So it's wonderful to see you every Saturday morning. And we pray for a very fantastic year next year. Like I said, Solomon Owusu's stock there has risen power. In fact, on Saturdays, you could be on 5 different stations at the same time. It's wonderful to see you. Yes.
He's now the lower one.
Yeah, champion man.
Celebrating.
I don't know. There is our congregations of the United Party. Of course, a big thank you to Dr. Dixon Adomako Kesi. Always wonderful to see him, former member of parliament for Anyaso Utom. And thank you for agreeing to be on the show today. He's doing a lot of work for Dr. Brani Champon. Yes. I had to hijack him somewhere next week and insists that he comes today. And Ni Lante van der Poel, former member of parliament for Ododo Diodio. Nowadays, when you get in touch with him, he's moving around. That's what he's working. Yes.
Very active in the early days of Alhaji and Alhaji.
Yeah. And when he's able to, he still finds time to join us. He's now national coordinator for district road improvement projects. Next year, I hope you get more money. So you do a lot more work. And of course, a big thank you to my producers led by Tijani Badamasi. Fantastic work by Latifa Adam. And of course, big thank you. I think this morning, we always have Titi on standby. The guy's name is Emmanuel Osei, but somehow he's called Titi. I don't know where the Titi came from. And of course, Mr. Segbefia and Cephas, Sewa, among the many people, Ruben, and the many people who played a role in behind the camera for Alhaji and Alhaji. And of course, like I said, the biggest thanks goes to you, those who watch us and listen to us on Radio Go and many other affiliate stations across the country. We wish you a prosperous new year. And a happy birthday in advance to Joyce Bauer Mokhtari, Mrs. Her birthday will be on the 1st of January. I will not be here. So a happy birthday in advance to you. And a happy new year to Hajia Zuera Ibrahima Mohammed. I'm saying this because it's been difficult to get my hands on Hajia this year. That's why I'm wishing a happy new year.
Sana, what did you just say?
Hajia.
I know you did.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
What did I say? How did I say it?
The show has ended.
Well, my name is Senna Nombo. Like I said, have a happy New Year.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.